It's been a while since I'd say that I'd do this, but we finally got the pea ready to go. It's in pretty good condition, and now if you look at the very ends, they've gone all squiggly, and like someone's drawn the ends of them when they're trying out a biro, and that's what it looks like anyway. So I'm gonna pop these in a pot, and I'm gonna get some canes as well on the pot, so they start arching over and then creating peas. This is the pot in question. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop down here and take the peas out of this miniature pot, because they've been in here for quite some time now. And then, look at the roots on that. That's insane. So I'm just going to fluff them at the bottom a little bit. And I'm going to try, if I carefully can, I'm going to split these. Oh, you see, this is what I mean. They've kind of tied themselves onto each other, which isn't a bad thing. It's a little bit painful when it comes to this process. I'm just going to try and split these so they're not all next to each other. And then I'm going to plant them like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep those two together because I think they're separated enough that they might be alright. I'm just going to grab some compost over here and just start tipping it in. I bought an extra one. This one doesn't look overly healthy, but I think it might survive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plonk this one in the other side, hoping that it's going to come back. So we've got the three straggly bits there, but I'm only thinking that one's going to survive. I think that one even might be... oh yeah, that didn't go too well, did it? So I'm going to keep those two together and then build around these ones in the hope that this is going to do something. What's good is that the compost has been sat out in the sun for a while, so it's quite warm. So I'm hoping that's going to help revive these ones. So what we're going to do with this mess then is the next question. I've got a plan because I've got these canes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plonk these ones in the side like that, and I'm going to try and get these ones in the same time, just like that. I think that is about there. Now I'm going to backfill and push down at the base of the canes in hope that's going to keep them exactly where they need to be. And now what I'm going to do with the peas is I'm going to start using these stringy bits, and I'm going to twirl it around the very edge like that. What I might do is actually, because that's not secured very well, I'm just going to grab some ties. Now if you didn't catch the lettuce episode, you probably wouldn't have seen that I tied up some of the tomatoes at the very end of that. And I used these Velcro strips. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these strips to the same sort of advantage. I'm going to loosely tie these on with Velcro in hope that this is going to cling on in its own time to the cane itself. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm not going to loop it through, but I'm just going to scrunch that on like that. And the same on this side. But this one is way more established, so I'm hoping if I can kind of prise that apart from itself, I might be able just to use... oh dear, I've just snapped that completely. I'm going to pull that off and try and tie it up here, just like that, in hope that it's going to do something by itself. Again, I'm just going to loosely put the Velcro strip around it, just to almost guide it to what it needs to do. Again, that's not overly tight, and it is movable, so it can it can get through if it needs to by itself. And that one, I hope, at the bottom of there and the bottom of there will trail all the way up here. So now you can kind of see what's going on if I get the camera in here. I've barely put the Velcro on there, so it can move about and do its own thing still. I don't know what that's going to do, because that looks pretty much dead. So I might just be reliant on this end one here, because the shoots on the bottom look like they could potentially climb up the empty one. But that one I think is going to do very well. So I've left it quite loose on that Velcro strap, but I think it could potentially go all the way over. And that's it. The pea is now finally done. It's taken quite a while to get round to it, but we've done it. So there we go. Let's do a very quick update in the garden so you can see what's going on. All the strawberries are now bagged up, and they should be safe from any slugs and pests. In here, I don't know if you remember, this is the peanut plant. Now, I've only got one decent one, because this one seems to have been either suffocated, heated up in the boiling heat, or it just hasn't done very well. And this one's Amy's one. She did a peanut plant as well, and that's doing really, really well. Oh, look who's just arrived. Oh, I got to get on. Anyway, this is the shallots, again, doing really well. That one there in the middle doesn't seem to be doing great. I think, again, that's got caught in the sun, unfortunately. And over here are my newish tomatoes. These are the ones that I got gifted. They're growing up really fast. Now, I want to talk about this very quickly. So, we've had quite a lot of heat. We've had a lot of baking weather, and the carrots have not reacted very well to it at all. So, I think I might have to redo the carrots altogether, unfortunately. But, you know, these things happen in the garden. You've got to expect that not everything is going to grow successfully. And the carrots, I don't think this year are going to do very well at all. But I tell you what might do well is the tomatoes. Because if you look at this, look at the trusses, they're turning into little tomatoes already, which is fantastic. Now, these were the last of the potatoes that I did at the end of the year. And then what we have over here are the early ones that I did. These need pulling up very soon. I've got to admit, there's still lots to do in the garden. So join me in the next episode where we're going to uncover the potatoes. Hopefully they're as good as what they have been up until now, but only time will tell. See you over there.